Welcome to another episode of The Secret Origin. Today we have a throwdown of epic proportions. Harry Potter versus Lord of the Rings. Which one was the best franchise? Which one had the better movies? I'm going to settle the debate here today on The Secret Origins once and for all. I'm going to be breaking it down category by category. Financially, critical reception, fan reception, accolades and awards, and then you're going to get my own personal opinion about which one I think is the better franchise overall. Full disclaimer, I'm including all of the Harry Potter movies going all the way up to Deathly Hallows Part 2. For the Lord of the Rings, I'm going to cut it short at Return of the King. I'm just going to be including that original Lord of the Rings franchise. The reason why I'm not including the Hobbit trilogy is because technically it's a prequel trilogy and I don't think it should be used for the purposes of this discussion, since all the Hobbit movies also came after Harry Potter had finished its run. Those are the ones I'm going to match up. Like I said, we're going to have some fun with this bitch, and I'm going to settle it. I'm going to drop the mic. I'm going to end the discussion today about which one I think is the better one. Without further ado, let's get this shit started. Starting off with financials. There you have it, folks. Those are the numbers. Who has the better franchise? I'm going to go Lord of the Rings. And when I'm talking about it here, I'm going to include The Hobbit because I couldn't include it in some of the other stuff. And I break down these things as films. When I break down The Lord of the Rings versus Harry Potter, I think Lord of the Rings clearly has the better made films. I think they have better dialogue. I think they have better acting. I think they have better cinematography. I think they have better battle sequences. I don't know, Lord of the Rings for me, it just kind of gave me an epic feel. The music, the score, I thought was a lot better in Lord of the Rings as well. Everything from the characters on down, the characters just resonated with me more. Harry Potter is great because Harry Potter is a coming-of-age story. And who doesn't like to see a coming-of-age story? When you look at Daniel Radcliffe, Rupert Grint, and Emma Watson, we pretty much grew up watching them, and they grew up with us. So that's kind of why Harry Potter will always have a special place in my heart. Not to mention that I read all of the books like 150 million times. Same thing for the Lord of the Rings books. I read all of these books over and over and over again as a kid. So I am very much knowledgeable about the lore of each one. And that's why, for me, I have to go with Lord of the Rings. Just being in Middle Earth, it just feels a little bit different than being in the Wizarding World. You know, being a part of Hufflepuff and Ravenclaw just isn't as exciting as riding with the riders of Rohan, being with the men of Gondor, the elves of the Woodland Realm. I mean, I love the Hobbit trilogy too. I love the fact that it tied a lot of stuff together with the original Lord of the Rings movies. And yeah, they changed some stuff, and yeah, there's some details left out and included in. For one thing, Legolas is in the movies. Legolas ain't supposed to be in those movies. But hey, who doesn't want to see more Legolas? I loved Richard Armitage as Thorin Oakenshield. He killed it. I love the fact that we got to see more Gandalf. Martin Freeman, I believe, who played Bilbo, killed it as Bilbo. I don't think the Hobbit trilogy overall is as good as the original Lord of the Rings trilogy. I think the Hobbit trilogy is a very good trilogy, and it does stack up to the original, just not quite as good. But the Lord of the Rings trilogy, I mean, that shit is just the epitome of all-time greatness. Like, those movies, all three of them are on my top 10 all-time favorite movie lists. And people ask me which one's my favorite one. I think Return of the King is the best one. Which one's my favorite? None of them. They're all one movie for me. I consider them all one story, so I don't have a favorite. I just think Return of the King is the best one. I mean, you can't really argue with 11 Oscar nominations and wins either. Just saying. Overall, I think both of these franchises are awesome. I think Harry Potter gave me a lot of stuff to chew on when I was growing up. And seeing somebody growing up in a wizarding world with spells and magic and dark creatures and stuff, that was pretty cool. The series got more mature. It got darker as we got older. I loved seeing that shit. Ralph Fiennes as Voldemort, by the way, killed it. If you want to talk about who has the better overarching villain, obviously it's Harry Potter, because we actually get to see his ass. I mean, in Lord of the Rings, we pretty much just see this big ass eye without an eyelid, just sitting there going. Overall, I think that Harry Potter has some stuff that it works well for it. Lord of the Rings has some stuff that works well for it. But in the end, I'm going to have to go with Lord of the Rings. That just kind of strikes a personal chord with me in my heart. I don't know, just being in Middle-earth, being in that world with the score and the acting and all these characters that perfectly, all these actors that perfectly embody the characters that they're portraying. I just have to go with Lord of the Rings. I think they're better films, and I think that personally they just mean more to me. I want to know what you guys think. Which one do you guys think is the better franchise? Which one strikes a more personal chord with you? Is it Harry Potter or is it Lord of the Rings? There's no wrong answer here. Everybody's right and everybody's wrong. Go ahead and let me know. Comment, like, share. Stay tuned for a couple weeks from now. I'll have another Secret Origins video up. Thank you guys, anybody who supports me in my videos. And as always, if you like what you see, tell me how you feel, and stay tuned to hear more from the Man of Steel. Peace.